Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. A quick update. Remember when I promised to share my journey about getting my first internship? Well, I know this video is a bit late, but there's a good reason for that. I just landed my second internship. In future videos, I'll take you behind the scenes. What it likes to be a full stack developer intern. So stay tuned for that. But for today, let's dive into something every coder should know, which is data structures and algorithms. Now, let's focus on one specific data structure, the stock. A stock is a super simple but really powerful. It works on principal code last in, first out, or LIFO. So, a good example for this will be uh, imagine us washing the dishes. So, the dishes will be in stock. So, the last plate that you put on the top will be the first one that you will take off. Some benefits or use cases for it that we didn't know that stock is being used on it. So where do we actually use stocks? Well, they're everywhere. Example, it will be on when you undo changes in a text editor. That's a stock in action. When your browser keeps track of the pages that you visit and lets you go back, that's also a stack. As you can see, I have two files open here, stack.py and another stack.py. These represent two different approaches to implementing stacks in Python. While the code in each file might look different, the functionality and output are exactly the same. There are also other approaches on how to do stacks in Python. I can also put the link in the description below on how to do stacks. It is an article from Geeks for Geeks. It's also using Python. But for now, let's focus on stack.py. Let's look at stack.py. In this file, I created a stack class with several methods to manage your stack. Let's have a quick rundown on what each method does. This one is the class of stock. This one is the init. It initializes an empty list to represent the stock. Next is the push. It will add an item to the top of the stock and it will print the confirmation of it. Next is the pop. It removes the top item from the stock and returns it. If the stock is empty, it displays an error message. Next will be pick. Pick returns the item at the top of the stock without removing it or indicate if the stock is empty. So it will just check on what item is in on the top. Next is empty. It checks if the stock has any items in it. Next will be the size. It just return the current size of the stock. And next it is the show. It also displays the entire stock in reverse order to reflect the stock structures. And lastly is the search. It finds the position of the specific item in the stock or returns -1 if the item isn't found. Now that we've reviewed the method, let's try running this file to see how this method works. As you can see, we do have here the main function for the stack, so we will demonstrate on how does the method work and how does this function works or this data structure works. So as you can see, there are a bunch of code here. So for the meantime, we gonna comment this one for you to understand it more and also this one. So when we run the code, as you can see, item is push, which prints the function push. So when we try to show the stack that we do have, let's try s.show. Item is push. It shows 30, 20, and 10. So it shows the 30 is on the top, 20 is the second one, and 10 is the bottom. So what happens if we do try to push s.40 in our code? Let's just save. So when we run the code again, so let's just make it more clear and run the code again. Item is push, as you can see, 40 is now push. So when we try to print show or do show, it should show 40 as the top of the stock. So as you can see, the current stock now is 40, 30, 20, and 10. And same, if we try to pick or check what is on the top of the item, it should return 40. Pick at the top of the item is 40, which is right. And let's try to search for an item, which this one. That's it. So search for an item. Position of 20 from top is equals to 3. So the counting here is doesn't start on 0, 1, 2. I make the function run from 1, which is 40, and 2, 30, and 3. That's why it returned for the search index is 3. And next will be the size of the stock. Let's just uncomment it, run the code again. So the size of the stock, it will be 4 because we do have 4 items in this one. So now let's try to pop or remove some item in the stock. And there you go, item remove. And when we try to show it, the top item should be now 30. Just run stock after pop, which is 30, 20, and 10. So what happens if we try to pop it all? There you go. So when we pop it all, item remove. And what happened is if we try to pop another one, even the stack is now already empty. So it will return stack is empty. Now on the terminal, let's check the last one, which it will check if the stack is empty. So let's uncomment this one and so check if the stack is empty. So obviously it will return true. So in another approach, which is this another stack.py, let's just try to run this. As you can see, so when we run it, initial stack will be ABC. Uh, it appends ABC and it prints the stack on it. And in this code, he just popped the stack, all three that he pushed, and it should now show an empty type of list, which is this one. That's more on stacks on in data structures in Python. I hope you learned something new. Uh, that's all for the video. Thank you.